Hello, Douglas County. Hello, Douglas County. I haven't gone live in a little while and I kept on pushing this live back, but I wanted to make sure that I went live at least give you the opportunity to ask me questions live if you wanted to. Thank you for anyone that's joining me or getting this notification. I am going to go over our market stats. So, what's happening in the Douglas County real estate market. I'm going to do that first. I know a lot of us, I brought it here. I know a lot of us have gotten our 2022 assessments for, I guess, 2023 property taxes. And I want to talk about that a little bit. And then I'll talk about the bucket list that my children put together, a summer bucket list. We're almost halfway through the summer, at least as far as children are concerned, and having to go back to school. So I want to make sure you guys do some fun things around Douglas County and Douglasville. All right, so let's get to the market update. I'm going to do that first. All right, let me grab this. All right, so our average sales price, and this is May data because, of course, June data is not out yet, but our average sales price in May was $348,517, and the average list price that most sellers are getting is 99.4%. So they're pretty much getting list price. It's not, like during the pandemic where they were getting a lot of over the list price offers. But I know I've talked to someone that said in my neighborhood, someone got 14 offers on their home. So if they are pricing their homes below market, I looked at that home, and a lot of realtors may price below market so they can get into a competitive situation where there are multiple offers. So with that house, it was priced below market. So you would, understandably, they got a whole bunch of offers on those homes. So that's just a marketing tactic that some real estate agents use. You don't want to overprice. You really don't want to underprice. But if you could price correctly, like right with the market, then you may not get 14 offers, but you'll probably get more of what the property is worth, because a lot of times people don't want to bid so much above the list price, especially with the higher interest rate. So it's kind of a risk that you're taking. But we're still seeing some competitive offers. Maybe not, 10 offers are not typical, but 2 to 3 offers on properties that are move-in ready are still typical. Our average days on the market has increased. Last year it was around 20 days on the market. Now it's 47 days on the market. And what that means to sellers, you really have to have your house ready to sell. I did a live about getting your house ready to sell in Douglas County and gave you guys some tips. You can go back and look at that. But I wanted to make sure that I'm live. I got a lot of things open right now. I want to make sure I can see if anybody comes in. All right, so and in that live that I did, I made sure that I kind of gave you some tips how to get your house ready, because with the higher prices, along with the higher interest rates, buyers aren't looking to come in to do work where they have to, replace, things and fix things, and that, they want a move-in ready home. So if you have a move-in ready home, then it pretty much is still selling, but you want to make sure that you have your house ready to sell. It's no longer the days of the pandemic where you could pretty much put anything on the market and it would sell. That was a benefit of having such low interest rates. People were willing to, foresee some repair or forego some repairs and some negotiations because they were getting such a good deal on the rate. All right, so thank you for joining me. Either you're joining me now or watching the replay. I'm just going over the housing market. If you have a question, please go ahead and put it in the comments so I can go ahead and answer those. All right, I want to make sure I see everybody. All right, so I said we have 47 days on the market, and we have 2 months of inventory. So when we're getting into a more of a balanced market, it's typically going to be 3 months of inventory or more, meaning that if, all homes, were sold all available homes are sold, nothing else is listed, we would run out of inventory in 2 months. So we're still in a seller's market. However, buyers do have more choice. That's why we're getting in this 47 days on the market. So they have time to, look around, maybe, look on Friday, make an offer on Sunday, Monday. It may still be on the market later in the month, because on average 47. The ones that are moving quickly are those move-in ready homes, because you're competing. If you're a resale seller, you're competing with new construction, and new construction, they have their numbers right now. DR Horton, Taylor Morrison, all of those builders, they're really, really doing well because resale inventory is low. So a lot of first-time home buyers, a lot of buyers in general are looking to new construction. And what new construction is giving them is a move-in ready home. They don't have to worry about any repairs. Everything's, with upgraded and updated, they don't have to worry about carpet in a lot of these homes downstairs anymore. And we have some older inventory in Douglas County to compete with. And a lot of people have not updated their homes. So you really are competing against those new construction subdivisions. So you want to make sure you're doing that. But we're still in a seller's market. We have 275 homes for sale. I just checked that today. And we have 18 townhomes. We have 2 townhome communities that there's one right in the back of the mall, Laurel Wood. If you haven't been there to check out the model home, go ahead and check that out. It's open. They already sold, like the first groups of homes have already sold. So you want to make sure that you're taking a look at those. Thank you guys for joining me. If you have any questions, I see, there's some people on watching live. If you have any questions, please go ahead and put those in the comments and I'll get to those as soon as possible. I just want to go over this really quickly. All right. So in their 18 townhomes, part of those townhomes, there are a few resale because Douglas County isn't known for townhome communities, but we do have that townhome community. And then we have another townhome community, Trayton Homes, that's coming on Fairburn Road. So if you're looking for maybe a little bit of a lower price point, we have townhomes. The average price of townhomes in Douglas County would be at the high 200s, low 300s. And those Ashton Woods townhomes by the mall, they start at the 290s. That's with a 1-car garage. And then if you want a 2-car garage and the square footage is a little bit larger as well, then that is going to be in the low 300,000. So it's really, difficult in most areas to find a high, even a townhome in the 200,000s right now. So if you're looking for new construction, brand new townhomes by the mall, right off of Chapel Hill, great location. You really can't see it from Chapel Hill, so you're going to have to make that turn. They don't have much signage, but if you look at my video, I did about 3 new construction communities. You'll see it in the back. Thank you guys for joining me again. If you're watching the replay or if you're watching me live, thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, go ahead and put it in the chat. Any questions about Douglas County or Douglas County real estate, I'll be happy to answer them for you. All right, so now I want to go over the tax assessments and I'm going to dip down really quickly, our 2023 tax assessments. And I do want to do a video about your tax assessments and how you can appeal. So I received my annual tax assessment, or my husband and I received ours on June 23rd. And the last day to write an appeal would be August 7th, 2023. So again, this is not a bill. You don't have to make a payment, but our property value went up significantly, meaning our taxes are going to go up significantly. And so you just want to take this opportunity. Even if you've lived in your house for a long time, whoever was your real estate agent, if you're still in touch with your agent, it'd be a good time to reach out to them, especially if you feel as if this tax, your value is higher than what, it actually is. It'll be a good time to reach out to your agent to figure out whether or not this is accurate, because they're not sending an appraiser to every home in Douglas County. They're doing a few of the homes, maybe a few of the homes in the neighborhoods, and then they're coming up with a value. So just make sure that if you feel, again, that this value is not accurate, that you are taking some time and filing the appeal, but you will have to have some data, some, sales data in your area to see if, this is accurate or not. So I definitely advise you to do that. I will do a video on how best to do a tax appeal if you want to appeal your value, but make sure you're not overlooking this. Douglas County homeowners, it came in for me. It came in the mail on when did it come in the mail? It came in the mail this week for me. So if you haven't received one, hopefully you were able to get one. And so I have some people joining me. I'll answer your questions. But I wanted to make sure I brought that up. But stay tuned to the channel. I'll try to do a video on how to file an appeal because, when the value goes up, if the millage rate doesn't change, of course, you're going to have a higher tax assessment. Now, we do have 2 people now on the Board of Commissioners that may, change. I don't know how quickly they can change it. They probably can't change it this tax year, but they may, either freeze the millage rate, reduce the millage rate, so people won't have such a high tax bill, but we'll see. All right, so my first question, thanks again for joining me, is from Jay Troy. Greetings, Ms. Hill. Hi, Jay Troy. How soon is a new buyer of a resale home able to take advantage of the homestead exemption? It's usually the next tax year. So whenever you close on the home, you have until April 1st of that year to file for your homestead exemption. So you want to do that. You don't have to for it to count for the following year. Now, if you miss that date, you can file it at any time, but it may not come in effect until the next tax year. So whenever you buy your home, just go ahead and file it, but you definitely have a deadline of April 1st in almost every county, definitely Douglas County. You have until April 1st to file for that homestead exemption. And I'm looking at this homestead exemption. It's really not that much. I have the homestead exemption. I'm getting $6,000. $6,000 on is my county exemption, and the school operations is $2,000. So it's not saving you. I mean, definitely do it. I'm not discouraging you from doing it, but I just want to make sure that your expectations. I want to make sure your expectations are not that high about how much you're going to save. So just make sure that you are thinking about that. All right, so somebody else, thank you, Jay Troy, for your question. If you have any other questions, please put them in as well. I do want to mention really quickly, what do I want to mention? That I do have a Destination Douglasville guide that has Douglas County contacts, and it also has Douglas County and the city of Douglasville contacts. So it kind of puts everything in one place because sometimes they're hard to grab because, city of Douglasville has their, representatives and everything, and the county has their representatives. We're a small county, but sometimes it's hard to see who's doing what. So I put everything in one place, including school board members, all your contacts, your libraries, your hospital, all in one document. So you can, in all of my videos, including this one, after I post it, you'll have access to that document. And it's free. All you have to do is download it. All right, so I wanted to mention that. I'm going back to your questions. All right. What is a qualifying age for dropping of the school tax? I want to say, please do not quote me on this. I want to say it's 62 in Douglas County. I did do a video on this. And if I'm wrong, I will go ahead and post it in this video. But I want to say 62. At the oldest is 65. But for Douglas County, I want to say 62. But if you are, it's not automatic, because a lot of people think, well, I turn this age, it's going to automatically drop. You need to make sure that you apply for the senior homestead exemption or the senior exemption from the school tax, because that's a significant savings. When we're paying our taxes, the majority of our tax revenue is going to the school tax or school operations. So you want to make sure if you qualify for that, if you have family members that qualify for that exemption, you want to make sure that they are aware of it and they apply for that exemption. And again, all of these deadlines are April 1st for you to apply to have it impact your taxes that year. So make sure you're doing that. Again, I'll double check that to be sure, but I did do a video with the accurate age prior on this channel. So if you go to this channel and put in like taxes, I've done a video on that. Life with All right. Thank you for that question, Tyler. All right. Be sure to let them know our taxes have doubled since last year. Okay, good. My taxes haven't doubled since last year. Myself. Now I don't live, if you follow my channel, I don't live, I'll put it back up here. I don't live in the city of Douglasville. I live in the county, even though I'm in, like, my address is Douglasville. I don't live in the city limits of Douglasville. So my taxes on the county level haven't doubled since last year. My taxes, I think, went up about $100 or so dollars. Now it is going up again, probably another $100 or so dollars, maybe $150 or so. With this, I think last time we paid, I detailed it on this on a video before, but looking at this, it may go up $200 from last year. And I'm just doing a rough estimate of how much I'm paying, how much we paid last year to what we paid this year. But it is going to be different whether you live in the county or whether you live in the city limits, because people in the city limits pay city taxes and they pay county taxes. I just pay county taxes where we live. So, you know, it may be different for everyone, but my individual taxes haven't doubled since last year. Thank you so much. But I know a lot of people have. So that's why you guys, you have to kind of know what that exemption, because if your property, for the most part, is your property value double since last year, it shouldn't go up, you know, it shouldn't double. So if you were at $3,000, $5,000, it shouldn't be $10,000, right? Because your property should not have doubled between 2021 and 2022. However, we did have, unless it may have, it probably didn't in general. In general, on average, our property value since the pandemic probably went up in Douglas County between 35% and 40%. So close, but not a full double, right? So just make sure that you feel like it's accurate. If you don't feel like it's accurate, then two things. One is you need to do an appeal, and the deadline for the appeal is August 7th. The other thing you need to do is make sure you know who you're voting for and who your commissioners, the board of commissioners are. And if you're in the city of Douglasville, if you have your ward representatives, because those are the people that set your millage rates. So that's why I wanted to make sure I created that Douglas County or my Destination Douglasville guide, because a lot of people don't know who their representatives are at the city level. They don't know who their representatives are at the county level. So those are the people that assign our millage rates or vote on tax increases and that sort of thing. So you really want to be aware of that. The elections for City of Douglasville mayor are this year, and I'm sure there's probably some board of commissioners, not in my district, but it might be a district election as well. But definitely check out that guide so you know who those people are. And I would say it's not just Douglas County, it's Cobb County, it's Fulton County, all counties are reassessing values, and they're going up just because property values have gone up. All right. Thank you for that question, Life with Toi. All right. Jay Troy says, any more building amenities coming to the area in the near future? Not that I am aware of, other than like the movie studio coming. That's pretty much the largest thing that's coming in the near future. It's probably going to open, I would say, early 2024. They're moving very quickly on it, surprisingly, because sometimes a lot of the building happens slowly, I feel like, around here, but it looks like they're moving very quickly on it. And with the movie studio coming, hopefully, my hope is the more businesses that come bringing outside revenue in, because the reason why Cobb County taxes, even though they did go up, their millage rates can stay lower, is because they have so much outside revenue coming in from other people, going to like the Battery, going to the college, like Kennesaw State. You know, people are coming and taking advantage of some of the amenities, Six Flags. Anytime you have businesses coming to your county where people are, spending money, tax revenue, sales revenue, then that's gonna take away some of the burden on the residents as far as property taxes. They call some counties bedroom communities, meaning that pretty much everybody just lives there. They don't work there. There's no other thing going on there. And for a long time, that's what Douglas County was. So, it's just property taxes were funding everything. And as we grow, I don't think that could happen anymore, because I used to be a teacher, and what they pay teachers in Douglas County is much less than what they pay teachers in Cobb County. And with us being in Fulton County, and with us bordering those two counties, for us to be competitive, right? So if I'm a teacher, I can live in Douglas County and teach in Cobb, and I did, or I could live in, this county and teach in Fulton, right? So in order to keep teachers teaching in your county, you're going to have a competitive salary, which means you have to have more tax revenue, that sort of thing. So, but just get engaged, especially if you live here, get engaged, know who all of these representatives are that make these decisions. Thank you, Jay Troy, for that question. All right, so I want to go, please put any other questions that you have. Thank you for joining me live, or thank you for joining me on the replay. If you have any questions about Douglas County, I'm happy to ask them. All right, so I want to go over a couple of things. I see another question that came in. I'll answer that. I want to go over this really quickly because my children made it. It's our Destination Douglasville summer bucket list, and it's a little bit small, so hopefully you can see it on your phones or your tablets, or however you're watching me. So these are like the 10 things that they feel like if you have children, or if you just want to have fun in Douglas County, you would do these things. The fishing derby. Now, City of Douglasville has this at Hunter Park. The county will have this at Deer Lick. I think Deer Lick already happened, so you have to wait for the Hunter Park one. But go to one of the fishing derbies. Now, Tallapoosa Park has a splash pad. We don't have a splash pad where you kind of can go and, there's sprinklers and all of that. We don't have that in Douglas County. So our closest one is in Carroll County. It's in a state park, so it's really affordable. As long as you pay to get into the park, it's not even per person, it's like per car. As long as you pay for your car to go in, then your kids can go and do the splash pad. It's really fun. My kids are a little bit older now. I have one middle schooler, one fifth grader, and it's probably too kiddie for them. But when they were like 3, 4, 5, they loved it. So if you have kids in that age range, definitely look at it. Six Flags, of course. My kids have season passes along with my husband. He still rides those roller coasters. The driving range at West Pines. Small for me to look at West Pines. Go ahead and check that out. It's only $5 for a bucket of balls. As long as you have like a driving, a driver, I don't know what you call it, but as long as you have one that you can hit the ball with, then you should be fine. You don't have to have like a whole set of golf clubs. Thunder Zone, my kids went here with my husband, I think last week, and they did bowling there during the week. And then what else do we have? Feeding the ducks at Deer Lick. Deer Lick is one of the few parks, because Hunter Park doesn't have this, where you could pay a quarter and get like the real duck food and feed the ducks. So they love that. Renting canoes at Sweetwater Park. So Sweetwater Park is another one of our local national parks. You could rent boats, canoes. You could rent paddle boats. There's a lot of things that you can do in addition to hiking, fishing, but that's always fun and affordable as well. Watching a Braves game at Fabiano's. So Fabiano's is a pizza restaurant located in downtown Douglasville. Really good pizza. They have TVs, and you can watch a Braves game, have some pizza, have some drinks or something, and bring the family. That's fun. A snow cone at I always want to call it Flamingos, but have some at Pelicans. Go ahead and have a snow cone at Pelicans. Really good. Not thousands, but hundreds of flavors for sure. And then what else do I have? Rolled ice cream at the sweet shop. So after we made this, we went to the sweet shop, which the sweet shop is right off of Highway 5. Yes, sweet shop is off of Highway 5. My kids went there to get their rolled ice cream, and they were like, there's no more rolled ice cream. It was really a good deal. It was like only $5 for rolled ice cream there. But so instead they did milkshakes, and the milkshakes were good. So you can do milkshakes instead of the rolled ice cream. So if you go there, you're like, oh, Destination Douglasville said you had $5 rolled ice cream. They probably don't have it anymore. But they do have really good milkshakes and regular ice cream. And it's nice in there. Like you can sit in there and just kind of chill out, get away from the summer heat. All right. So that's our summer bucket list. We plan on doing some of these things, like we're doing them, but my husband didn't take pictures when he went. So we'll take some pictures when we go and post it to the community page. All right, Tyler, you had another question. Do you have any insights on what's being built across from Racetrack And Caliber Car Wash on Highway 5, no. But I did see that recently, and I was like, what are they building there? So I was like, I have to do a video on that. So right now, I do not know, but I guarantee you, hopefully they don't have a sign out yet, but I'm going to try to find that out this week. But I am aware that they are building something there, but I have no idea what it is. I was going to ask, usually I just go and ask the construction workers. If I'm not aware, then I'll just ask the construction people what they're building there, and they typically tell me. So, but I think where I was when I was driving past, I couldn't stop, but they're actively building whatever it is. So it looks like they're moving fast on that as well. I hope it's something, I just feel like where the location is, I hope it's not fast food. I don't think it's going to be a restaurant, though. We have enough car washes. It shouldn't be a gas station. I think it's going to be a business that you could go in. That's my guess. But it could be like, because around there's like Academy. They have that tool place. So I don't know what would go a good mix right there. But as soon as I find out, I will post it on Destination Douglasville. Thank you for that question. All right, so if we have no other questions, let me put that back down. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for supporting the channel, whether you live in Douglasville, thinking about moving to Douglasville. A lot of people ask, because they may only see one video that I do. I really do live in Douglas County. My kids go to school in Douglas County. My husband works outside. He works for Atlanta, so he's always traveling. But I'm in Douglas County, so anything that I show you guys on this channel, I actually participate in. Some of you, I see you guys around town at Publix and at parks, and I know, or at camp, because a lot of you guys watch my camp videos. So you have your kids in some of the same camps that my kids go to. So it's fun seeing you guys there. But please make this a resource for yourself. If you have any questions, you could comment on my videos. I check them pretty regularly to try to answer any of your questions. Thank you so much for joining me. Have any questions about Douglas County? Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel for new videos. I want to say every week, but I'll get caught up. Summer, I'm a little bit slower with getting videos out for this channel. But if you have any questions, let me know. All right, Jay Troy says, I got a million questions, but I won't hold you. Thanks for all your content and help. Yeah, anytime, Jay Troy. Yeah, and if you have a question that comes up, just comment on one of the videos and I'll help you out. Thank you guys. Y'all have a great night.